This is Carter's 6th lesson. That means 5 lessons later, on April 18th, about a month later. He received the previous 3 lessons in the same week. Here the grandmother came to see the lesson because she saw so many changes in Carter. After his first lesson, she was in tears because Carter said it hurts for the first time. He was never able to express pain before. The grandmother also said that he's breathing and reading a book, he's opening up to life, he's expressing himself. So she really was more focusing on his emotional and personality changes rather than even the movement. The mother said that he's comfortable in looking, he's starting to see, he's responding to noise, and he's not using the glasses anymore. They all realize that he can see. Now, as you can see here, it's his 6th lesson, and sitting up is already a given. So I'm just working on taking it to the next level. I'm able to move him back and forth. The pelvis can rock, reciprocate, without him risking losing his balance. So now I'm trying to get him to integrate that ability to being able to lean on his hand behind him. He has what it takes to do it, he just doesn't know it yet, because all his life he was curled forward and fearfully trying to balance himself and not fall while sitting. He obviously was set up before he was able to do it on his own well as a little baby. So here you see I have him half side sitting, trying to get him to feel that he can use the lower back and the hip joint in such a way, which he will shortly. See how beautifully the pelvis is moving, the harmony, the lack of spasticity right now throughout the spine and the hip. And the degree to which the child surrenders to the work and actually loves it. After his first lesson, he didn't understand that Anat is my name, so he kept asking to be brought back to do an Anat. So that we all found it quite charming, but by this time he knows that Anat is me, the person, and not the thing or his experience. Here, look how beautifully he's lying on the floor. He's surrendering to gravity very well, which is part of what a healthy nervous system that organizes movement well does, is that when we move, we do, and when we don't, we let go of all tensions. And children with cerebral palsy don't even know how to lie down well. They keep big parts of themselves contracted and held in air. Here I'm showing him quite a complex movement of how to use his leg in relation to the pelvis so that and the lower back, so he can actually bring himself up to sitting. Here it's quite new for him, but he's obviously able to do it. And here I'm able to even tilt his legs to the other side without him losing balance. That means he's already using the lower back, and he gets to lie back down on his belly this way, so that whatever mobility and freedom he gets, I immediately look to bring it into more mastery of movement action, organizing intention. And of course for him it's a wonderful feeling. He gets to feel himself as capable, which he is. Now here you see he hits with his left arm, and I do it too. And what you'll see in a minute is now he hits gently, so I hit gently too. The reason I'm pointing it out is that I believe that the changes are based on the child's perception of differences. That means the ability to make distinctions, the distinctions in feeling, distinction in sensation, in kinesthetic perceptions, in thought, and in emotion. And so anytime there's an opportunity for a child to make a distinction, to use their brains to make a distinction, perceive differences, I really jump into it. Here what I'm doing is I'm trying to help him come up to his knees, but not by pulling on the arms, which is the usual way with kids with spasticity and legs that tend to get spastic. People try to get them to pull on a walker and do what they call standing up, which for me is not really standing up, it's really hanging on to. And you see, he does not know at this second how to do that. He needs to use the power of the lower back and direct the motion, the head forward, so that he brings the weight over the thighs, and then he can balance. but he loves it and the activity. He's laughing and he's enjoying and he's loving interacting with me. And here, this time he could do it. I take a little bit of the weight over, not a lot. I will not drag him. And here he's almost trying to stand on his foot, but I'm not interested. It's too soon. Now, here I'm doing with him a similar thing in a different position. That means getting the lower back to respond in relation to the movement of the legs. Here he gets to feel the roller again, so he doesn't get startled. And also I am engaging his eyes and letting him play with it and get him to feel the floor with the feet. One of the remarkable things about our brains is that we don't have to be in the position of the movement or the function we're trying to learn in order to learn it. We don't even have to be doing the function in order to learn it. So here, from my point of view, I'm helping Carter to learn to stand on his feet. But his weight is on the table, so he does not have the burden of it being upright. And you see, when he does the movement, he still knocks the knees together. When I do the movement for him, he does not knock the knees together anymore. But he gets very intense feeling off the feet, controlling a rolling floor, so to speak. And you will see, as he comes down, he's looking for the floor with his feet very clearly and carrying the weight. And of course, he's in a rush to do something, to go play actually with the toys. He's very intentional. His sister, I believe, was playing with the toys while he was in the lesson. So here he is going towards the toys. And you see still, because of the vision, he still brings his head very close towards the object he's looking for, but he's also partially doing it, I believe, out of habit. And now you see how he erects his spine and he sits tall, and he doesn't need to be asked to do that or helped. And here you get an opportunity to see how beautifully he gets himself up to standing. And here he's trying to come over to sit on the bicycle, but he doesn't know how to do it yet, but look how beautifully he stands up, looking to get some help. And with minor assistance on my part, he's able to sit on the tricycle, and his feet are flat on the floor, which is a big deal, of course, with children with cerebral palsy like him. And as their lower back gets integrated and works more properly, the heels do go down to the floor. That's been my experience over the past 20 years. And now from time to time they get off a little, but over time they get less and less off the floor. And look how beautifully he carries himself and finds the vertical. Can take the hands off and still find the